Deadly L in the house. Aquagana. Bitcoin ballin'. Bring it to you raw. Here we go. Here we go. Bitcoin ballin', gonna chat callin', what you need, baby, I got you. Bitcoin ballin', Aquari all in, it's our time, no more sleeping.
All we was missing was glass shattering. You ever seen Night at the Roxbury? Remember? No? Anyways, what's up, crypto fam? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. We are coming at you from our studio in Sin City, Nevada. I am your favorite co-host, David. Quick disclaimer before we get into the content. Nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research. With that being said, allow me to introduce you to the man, the master of the Olas, Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do the live streams. We also do the deep dives and other content. Yeah, you like that, right?
I like it.
And this the live stream. Make sure you check out our deep dives and other content. Basically, no point doing deep dives right now on anything outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
Because we spend most of our show telling you not to waste your time with projects outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment, right now, while we wait for the market to kind of shake out.
Yes.
And so there's no point in doing deep dives on that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift
to a cage fight between me and Robin.
We're just going to put more like markets. We're going to still have videos every Wednesday, but it'll be a little different than instead of a deep dive, it'll be more like a market dive, cycle dive.
Yeah. But hold on.
Bottom dive.
I'm curious. Okay.
What it?
So if you have access to the new emojis, if we were to get into a cage fight, right? Boxing, gloves, me and Robin. Put my face if you think I would win. Put Robin's face if you think Robin would win.
Get out of here with that, man. All right. So
I want you to
anyways,
know, I'm 6'2", 225.
Baby. Stop.
Solid muscle. This dude, what, 5'10", 180? Look at your weak ass.
You would cave in like a
bro, you are weak.
inflated
I
bounce
would
house,
mop
bro.
the floor with you, bro.
You'd fold up like a
I would
lawn chair.
literally mop the floor with you.
Bro.
Careful, maybe some ninja moves. You never know.
Bro, I'm a ninja, bro.
you are the ninja.
You'd melt
I was
like a marshmallow on the sidewalk.
I was a prime athlete, bro. I played college football, bro. What did you play? Rugby?
All right.
Robin.
So here we go.
Roll call.
Roll call. All right. So we're going to supersede our normal roll call and say, gang, we're going to say, why you loud? $5 super chat.
My man.
My dude.
You like the, by the way, why you loud? You like the new sticker?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Might have something to do with our homie. But you know what? We like saying gang, and then we thought it'd be a good sticker for the simple fact that
Ada gang.
you could be like Ada gang, you could be
Ethereum
like
gang.
XRP gang,
Sin City gang.
or you can just be like Sin City gang. So anyways, yeah, we thought it was pretty versatile on its own. Taking a look, we had Chef Murder first in the house. Hola! That was the first thing he said. We got Broke Yoshi. You know what? Shout out to Broke Yoshi. I didn't realize it till last night when I was uploading our new sticker, the gang sticker. Broke Yoshi is our first whale member.
Whale.
Not only is he our first member, but he's also our first whale member. So,
Rokioshi,
so yeah.
I'm going to give you my personal cell phone number, and I promise you, I will return your
Don't
text in under 1 hour.
I don't want his personal cell phone number. You probably don't either. So, anyways, we also got Michael up in here, and then Why You Loud, Chili Willy, Jason, and we got it's Remy. He met us at the Bitcoin conference.
Oh yeah. I remember. What's up, Remy?
Is it his first time here?
No, I think he's been here before.
If not, hola! Welcome. And then we got Mervin and JT Voyager. Is Voyager new?
I think JT's new.
JT?
Yeah. Is it Justin Timberlake?
It might be. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And then we got Sir Gabe and R.A. Damn Daniel. What's up?
Damn, Daniel. Did you like that video, by the way?
I don't even know what that is.
What?
What am I missing?
You've never seen Damn Daniel?
No.
We're going to watch it after the show.
Okay. And one last thing. If you haven't liked the video yet, we're going to take a moment of silence. go ahead and like the video. Yes, you who hasn't liked the video
Okay,
yet?
you can't say moment of silence and then keep talking.
Okay. And now to break the silence, hola! We got Toy Crawler. Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Toy crawler.
Yeah, don't worry, we will start
digging.
talking crypto here very soon, so you just be patient. And then also, if you're not subscribed yet, new people, go ahead and knock that out the way for us too.
Toy
And-
crawler. I'm curious. What's like the thesis behind that? Like, what toy crawler? What made you pick that name?
Maybe
We
he
want-
has a
we wanna
YouTube
know.
channel and he does like toy review.
Maybe.
Very popular.
If you do, I will subscribe to your channel. Welcome, my
You
friend.
know, me and David, we almost went with toy review unboxing, YouTube studio,
Bro.
and then we settled in on
Those
crypto.
kids make bank, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That kid Ryan's
the
toy
only
review.
thing is the saturation of competition.
Yeah.
It's heavy, bro.
But-
you know what? Like you think it's hard to get discovered in crypto? Shoo, you decide to start unboxing toys, you're going against
Yeah.
like
The
150,000 different content creators.
The
Like,
megalodons.
the saturation is heavy.
Infinite crypto.
He says he likes the shirt.
What is up, my friend?
You know
Hope
what?
your legs healing up.
So yeah, Infinite Crypto says he likes the shirt. This is one of our newest rollouts. We'll have this on our store. What do you think? Next week?
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Okay, so by next week. So by Monday, you'll be able to scoop up the merch. Now,
Okay, real
Man.
quick. Hold on. Just because I asked.
¿qué pasó?
Toy crawler, Toyota crawler, the truck.
Ah,
I like it.
Okay.
All right.
I
I'm a
feels like-
Toyota guy too. I've owned nothing but Toyotas.
You know what? I have a Chevy, and it is 12 years old. No, it's going on 11 years old.
You
Sorry.
pretty much
so it's
need
10
a new,
and a half
You
years
need a
old.
new car.
It's got 115,000 miles,
It's about to die.
and I have replaced nothing on it. I do regular oil changes, and I changed the spark plugs not too long ago.
Wow.
That's it. That's literally it, man. That Chevy's been doing me good.
Not as good as Toyota. Anyways, go ahead, Robin.
All right, so
You know what? Hold on. Before we get into the market, I just want to point something out. Yesterday, we sat here. The stock market completely just tanked. NASDAQ down 5%. S&P down 4%. And Robin said, what did you say, Robin? You said Bitcoin was going to tank? I said, no.
I said highly likely.
I said, no.
I said if you look at past
You know,
movements,
for a guy-
when Nasdaq moves heavy, when Nasdaq is just dumping or pumping, Bitcoin is usually following. So.
You know what, Robin? You sit here and say, I'm the man of the people. I understand. I have feelings. You don't have any feelings. Your feelings have all been wrong. My feelings, on the other hand, have been right. I said, I don't think Bitcoin's going to crash, and it hasn't. And the title of our thumbnail and our title of the video was, is it decoupling? We'll talk about that more.
What do you want? A cookie? We got cookies in the in the kitchen,
Those
bro.
cream sticks are pretty bomb. The
The
coffee
Oreo,
sticks.
the Oreo sticks one.
No, only yogurt with Doritos.
You shut your mouth.
That's right.
You know
Yeah,
what?
on record.
I don't need you on
It's
my back
record.
too about this. All right, bro.
Man, yeah, you want to bring up.
We
some
finally
old
got rid
stuff?
of Eddie.
You want to bring up the fact that
I'm biased,
I
yeah.
might have had the wrong direction on Bitcoin yesterday as far as my analysis. Let's bring up the fact that you like to eat Doritos and yogurt together.
Bro, Cool Ranch
Smashes
Doritos.
them up
we
and
go.
sprinkles them on here.
Cool Ranch and Doritos. Cool Ranch Doritos and plain yogurt is the bomb.
That's it.
Trust me. All right. And DFib said,
Not at all, man.
we sold our souls to the advertising gods.
Who, us?
Yeah.
What are we advertising? Ourselves?
No, in the morning. All right, in the morning. In the beginning of the stream. Come on, man. You want us to...
We love. You know what? We have the option of toggling on skippable and non-skippable ads.
And we gave you
So,
skippable.
Yeah, we gave you skippable. You know what I'm saying? You know, other people, they force you to watch this.
You're welcome.
You know, if you ever watch a YouTube channel and you're wondering, like, damn, I got to watch 2 15-second episodes?
It's on the creator.
Yeah, that's...
We're men of people.
That's right.
The people. All right, let's get into the market.
All right. All right. Now, without further ado, let's talk some crypto. So, Bitcoin sitting at $30,059.99. We are over the $30,000 threshold. And as we mentioned, you know, the traditional markets, NASDAQ is straight taken lumps, man. And we have had historically a following, for the most part, I'd say 90% of the time when the NASDAQ or, just stocks in general, the big index funds, basically the U.S. stock market, wherever that kind of moves in big directions, more times than not, 90% of the time, Bitcoin follows. However, it did not. We have a divergence. And so taking a look, NASDAQ is still pretty similar to where it was, or, pretty flat, pretty even. So
It was up this morning.
It was a little bit. It hasn't had much movement. I mean, we were down 7% from all time from its highs yesterday, from when it opened up from the high down to the bottom. That 7%.
Guys, that 7% down in the NASDAQ is like 50, 60% down in Bitcoin in a day. Like that is like the
it was the biggest loss for the Dow Jones since 2020, since the March 2020 thing.
Shut down.
And then even S&P 500 is down a lot. So anyways, taking a look at, and then we'll give our thoughts on that, but just a little refresher. Ethereum now over the $2,000 mark. And so I am eyeballing, and I have I got some stablecoin on the side. I'm trying to get in on Ethereum. I have some, but I'm trying to get a big acquisition of Ethereum myself personally, not financial advice. And I'm eyeballing a $1,600 to $1,800 Ethereum. So I think we will get there as long as the market pulls back. Which I think it will. But right now, it's looking good. It's a good sign, man. Global economies are down, yet.
So let me ask you this question: do you think we're seeing a decoupling happening in front of our eyes?
Here's the thing. I'm not in the camp that we're ever gonna fully decouple. I just think we're another area of the global financial market.
What about just Bitcoin?
The same way that oil doesn't necessarily follow the world markets. However, it's correlated. But does it follow?
Well, everything is correlated.
Exactly. But here's the thing. The economy in itself is all intertwined. So generally speaking, when the economy in its entirety goes up, there's more money, there's more spending, there's more investing, and there's more money to go around from top to bottom. And so with that said, that goes to crypto.
Okay,
and so I don't think that we're ever going to find ourselves in a situation where crypto's doing this thing, has no relevance with. So I don't think there's a decoupling. I think it's always coupled.
Okay,
and if anything, as time moves on, more coupling.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Okay, do you think there'll ever be a point where we're in a recession or the markets are down and hedge funds are out there moving money into Bitcoin?
Say that again. The hedge funds are.
So let's say we're in a recession.
Yeah.
It could be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, whatever. Will there ever be an instance where we're in a recession, the stock market's in the gutter, everything is down, and hedge funds decide to move money into Bitcoin?
You say ever. Like in the short term, no. I mean, things can change. Here's the thing. If, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if cryptocurrency becomes the dominant monetary system and the globe goes away from fiat, then yeah, absolutely, that would happen all the time. But right now, under its current conditions, cryptocurrency is a risk-on asset. And when it comes to hedge fund managers, they're going to move into risk-on assets when the time is right. And right now, people are going risk-off. So as you can see, hedge funds, you can see your investors, just the people that with money, the big players in Wall Street are not investing in tech stocks. You see that in the NASDAQ. That's why we always talk about the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ represents more risk-on assets. They're more tech. It's more newer companies. And Bitcoin falls in that category as far as, is it risk-on or risk-off? And it's a risk-on asset. At least that's the way Legacy Finance looks at it. We got DFib in the house. What's up, my bro? And then also... Chuse. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
We have a Vegas native, he said. Trop and Flamingo and Pecos.
Okay. If as long as you're not a creeper, you can always come by and check out a studio. We got to throw that disclaimer out because we ran into the creeper.
Yeah,
we were like, yeah, come by, check out
also,
a studio. And Rob, we're like, wow, let's change the door.
Rob,
keys and locks.
Our whale wants to know if Bitcoin wicks down or drops down to 20K, won't Ethereum go lower? So if you measure the move, you're looking at a 33% move if Bitcoin drops from 30K to 20, which would mean ETH would drop to around $1,320.
Yeah, I here's the thing. I don't think. Okay, where I believe. Okay, so here's my strategy. I believe first of all that Bitcoin is going to probably stay over 22,000. I don't think it's going to go into 20,000. That's my own personal. I know charts.
What happened to 30? What happened to
30,000,
bro?
You think times have changed? We're in a we got a.
Say I was right.
Shut up. Anyways, where we're at. I think realistically, $23,000 Bitcoin, 24,000, whatever. Who knows? Maybe it goes to 20. Who knows? Maybe it goes to 18. Maybe whatever it goes. However, I like to set price targets for myself. And I do understand that Ethereum can go lower. I do understand that, you could get a better deal, basically, whatever. But the best investment strategies are the ones where you don't try to time the bottom because you're not going to be able to. And it's dollar cost average in, or just if you identify a good deal, just take it. It's like going to the pawn shop trying to spend $50 on a TV, and then you're over here haggling or whatever, and the guy's all like, $40, and you're like, well, I can get it down to 30, and you're like, all right, I'll take it for 30, and he's like, nah, $40. You're like, well, no, 30 or nothing. I'm like, no. Oh, sorry, it's $40. And then you walk out. And then you could have left with a TV for $40. You were going to spend $50 anyways, but because you were so stubborn trying to get the cheapest possible deal, you forgot that the deal in itself was what you wanted. And so where I'm getting at is I don't care if Ethereum gets to $1,300. I don't care if it gets to $1,100. I'm happy buying it at $1,600 because it is a good deal and it's a good value. And that for me is my price target.
So then, are you dollar cost averaging at 1,600, or are you just lump summing in 1,600? Or you
I will probably do a couple buys.
You'll degen like 70%.
But here's the thing: I am a human, and as human nature, we follow certain tendencies. We follow certain tendencies, and I sit here and I preach DCA, but I'm gonna tell you, more than likely, what's gonna happen? Ethereum's gonna hit like 1,540. It's gonna be $1,540. I'm like, YOLO! And then there goes all my stable coin. And now here's the thing: ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? As long as you don't like sell at the wrong time and things like that. At the end of the day, identify it as a good price. So I mean, it is what it is.
Here's the beauty of crypto, guys. It is such a forgiving space because it moves so fast. Even if you make a big mistake,
wait 4 years. It's not a mistake anymore.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. So, if you listen to what Kathy Wood says, time in the market. If you're in the market for a long time, your bad mistakes get turned into really good decisions. So, where else can you find them?
I could plan it out. I could be like, yo, dollar cost average in. I'll put 40% at a 1,600, and when it hits 1,500, I'm just saying, like myself personally, I'll sit there at the computer just itching, like, I'm like, wow.
Dave Chappelle over here.
Yeah. Anyways, we were at 27 people in the chat. When we get to 30 people in the chat, we will open up the club. For those of you that are new here, we are in Vegas. We do a couple things right. 1, cryptocurrency show. 2, gambling. 3, nightclubs.
You said a couple things. That's 3 things.
That's 3 things. Whatever. We do 3 things cool here. And so when we open up the club, play some music, we have a good time. We celebrate because our community is growing essentially, and then we give out free Bitcoin. $25 in Bitcoin when we get to 30 people. Thank you.
I like it.
Now, that's all I got on prices. Let's take a look. The crypto bubbles.
Yeah.
Luna down 14%.
Guys, please do not invest in Luna.
I refuse. Here's the thing. Me and Dave, we refuse to put the Luna token on our thumbnail. We will not talk about it as far as a major subject. If something happens, we'll discuss it, but this is not a focal point of our show. Other channels, completely opposite. Here, Sin City Crypto, We don't like Luna. We don't care about it. We treat it just like we do a meme coin. Something major pops off, we'll talk about it, but we're not going to focus on this trash. We're not going to focus on this trash.
It essentially is a meme coin.
Exactly.
Also, Robin, real quick, we have a DJ in the house.
My boy DJ. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto. And JCap's back. Good to see you, bro. And then we have taking a look at the bubbles. Nothing too.
You know, Tron has been
Litecoin is up 5%, bro.
Tron has been the knight in shining armor during this last month.
Let me see. Tron, huh?
Tron has been the knight in shining armor, bro. They are go to 30 days.
So the month?
Yeah.
You know, this chart doesn't look that great, but just think about what has happened in the last month. Everything's down. We had the collapse of a stable coin and a top 10 project. We've had Bitcoin seeing all-time lows, and we have higher highs and higher lows here, ultimately. And I see we did have a pullback here, but this is what you like to see for a 30-day chart as far as growth. And then if you take a look at the 3-month, same thing. Even in the year.
That's a good-looking chart, man, for the market conditions we're currently in. That's a good-looking chart.
Yeah.
Rob, we're at 30 viewers.
Are we? Oh, we had 32 viewers. All right, let's go. Studio cam,
Rocco,
baby.
studio cam.
Let's go.
I told my 10-year-old watches the show. He goes, Dad, next time you open the club, will you start dabbing? I was like, sure. Son, I got you, son.
You know that was not a dab, right?
It was multiple dabs.
That was like
all right, okay. All right,
that was like a PE stretch.
Hold on. All right, listen. I got 3 kids, all right? 10-year-old, 7-year-old, 3-year-old. 7-year-old's the weird one. And he created this dance.
I was going to say the 35-year-old's the weird one.
He created a dance called the Giddy Up. Hold on, man. He created a dance called the Giddy Up Dab. And I will feature the Giddy Up Dab when we open up the club again next time.
All right.
So, all right. We are going to, while Robin finishes up, I will create the link and we will post the link into the chat. All you got to do, click the link. We just ask for your email and your name. Email, the reason to just reach out to you, get your Bitcoin address, nothing else. We don't sell your information. So we will do that, post it in there. Make sure you guys register so you have a chance to win some free Bitcoin.
And then lastly, I'm going to just take a look at Crypto Fear and Greed Index sitting at 13. So we were as low as 8 a couple days ago or earlier this week. And so people are feeling a little bit more comfortable. Some of that anxiety we had in the market, 8 is, I think, the lowest I've seen since 2018. And so with that said, you know, things are looking good. Not too bad. And then let's see, nothing else on the stock market. Pretty flat, pretty level. Just know that on Wall Street, we had a huge dip yesterday, and it is possible that the rest of the it is possible that the crypto market will be lagging behind on its dump. So just be prepared. If you're trading or you have a position, just know that this floor could fall out as far as crypto catching up with the rest of the market. But that's all I got there, David.
Excellent, Robin.
Go.
All right, let's roll right into it. Our next segment, the hot take.
What's hot?
All right, so before we get into the hot take, I'm just going to show a quick article. So Rocco, pull up my laptop. Bored Ape Yacht Club floor price drops 50%. Lonely Apes doesn't attract women. So NFT markets have been down, but blue chips like Bored Ape and some of the other ones like Cyberkongs and Doodles and Cool Cats have been holding steady, but 50% drop in Bored Apes. So our hot take is this. Will there be a further drop in NFTs or blue chips losing 50% is at the floor? Robin, would you like to go first or would you like me to go first?
You're the NFT guy. You go first.
I'll go first.
What's your thoughts?
So, I think for blue chips, I think this is the floor. you got people holding 100 ETH NFTs like Bored Apes, 15 ETH NFTs like Doodles. These are people who aren't scrambling to dump their money. If you had X amount, if you had 300K to spend on an ape, I highly doubt you're going to go sell it for $150,000, right? I mean, it's just, it makes sense. Now, for some of the other lower end retail investors like myself, doesn't have 300 grand to go spend on an ape, I'll be there's probably going to be a further drop. And we're seeing that happen. You know, you have subdark, even like a Cyberkong that was at like 90 Ethereum is down to 22. But the key one is going to be the Bored Apes, right? That's got the most notoriety. That's got the most marketing, the branding. People know it the most. It's kind of like owning a Picasso or a Van Gogh or whatever the case may be. So volume is down across every single marketplace, including OpenSea, including LooksRare, including Magic Eden. But so was the rest of the crypto market. So as far as, is there more pain to come? On 99% of NFTs, my answer is yes. On something like a Bored Ape, my answer is no. I think losing 50% is pretty close to being on the bottom. So that's kind of my take on it. Rob?
Bro, I've been listening to your stupid ass. Say nothing but my bad. I don't mean to call you names. But I've been listening.
Who are you and where's Robin?
I've been listening to this the blue chips will always be worth millions of dollars. No need for...
When the hell did I say they'll be worth millions of dollars?
Moon Boy this, Moon Boy that. NFTs are better than anything else on the planet. That's what I've been hearing.
When the hell did I
have
ever
a
say
co-host who denied the fact that the blue chips were going to tank. He denied the fact that not only was the NFT bubble going to take out all the crap projects, but it was also going to take out the good ones. And I'm not saying that they're dead forever, but they are dead for a long time. And we're only going to see, this is only the beginning. This is a precipice. This is the anticipus. This is the
anticipice?
The beginning. The beginning.
What's an anticipus?
So just know that the prices for that's a real word, bro.
Rocco, can we please have a graphic, Robin's dictionary, and we just add words to it during the show? Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can do that. Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Let me show you a chart. Rocco,
we're gonna go lower, and we've already liquidated a lot of the crap NFT projects. But you know what? Give it 2 years of NFT bear market.
Take us away.
Let's just say we have 2 years of NFT bear market.
Does that look like it's crashed?
I mean,
Looks pretty steady to me, buddy.
it's down from May 1st.
Oh, look, someone just spent $241,000 an hour ago on an ape.
Compared to the $400,000 that they were going for not too long
Oh my
ago.
God. 6 hours ago, someone spent $341,000 on an ape.
Look at that. Look at that. 91 Ethereum, bro. Look at that. 91
Yeah,
Ethereum.
that's someone taking a bid. That's someone taking an offer.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
took an offer.
those don't count.
91,000.
Those don't count.
91
Those are
Ethereum.
sellouts. 225. Someone spent $450,000 yesterday on an
look
ape.
at that. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
So
Day by day. Day by day.
something like
it's losing its value.
Listen, when the markets are down, are wealthy, affluent people going out and selling their Picasso paintings to pay their bills? No, they're not, and neither are Bored Ape members.
Hey, man.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
Right now, a couple months ago, it was trendy and cool. Still trendy.
It's still trendy and cool.
cool, but not.
Don't
as
worry,
cool.
Yuga Labs
It's
is gonna
not
come
as
out with-
trendy.
Yuga
It's
Labs is
losing
gonna come out with-
its luster, bro. And little by little, it's gonna lose its
No,
value.
we're coming out with a board coin.
And when people aren't caring about NFTs, and
People will never stop caring about
No,
NFTs.
I'm saying, but once the mass hysteria that became the NFT craze,
They already
where
have
all of a
stopped
sudden
caring.
Burger King and McDonald's are offering NFTs. Like nobody's doing that anymore. And anyways, the hype is out. The balloon has left the building. The air has left the balloon, whatever the term is. And you're full
on
of
one.
hot air, bro.
You're on
anyways,
one today.
So
the balloon has left the building.
that's all I got.
Makes sense. What do you guys think? Put a one.
Further drops in the blue chips and complete liquidation of all crap NFT projects.
Put a one if you say yes, if you agree with Robin. Put a 2 if you no and you're with me. Also, if you have access to our stickers, just put our faces. Which one you want? All right, let's move on.
So real quick, just to highlight before we move on here, we do have, if you're new here, we do have a membership thing, and we have 3 tiers. Basically, the first tier just gives you all the cool stickers and your badges. And as each month goes by, you get a different badge for however long you're here. Okay. Also, in the chat, we added the link. All you got to do is go in there and drop your email. That's it. And then we contact you and say, what's your Bitcoin address? We're giving away $25. If we get to 60, if we double our count here, if we get to 60 viewers, we'll give out $50. Again, so we'll do 25 and then 50. But
just for the new people that jump in right now, they don't know what's going on. The link above that is pinned on the chat is we opened the club, so we reached 30 people already. So it's a giveaway. So just enter the information
and then if you can't pull up in the description, we also have the link for the membership, because I know on iPhones it's iPhones
That's
and iPads.
whack. That is so whack.
It doesn't give you the link for whatever reason. So and then one last thing. Once we get one more member too, once somebody else does the member thing, we get one more emoji. So. What do you want to do for? What do you want to do for next one?
You know, let's
I was thinking HODL. I was thinking
Gary Gensler, bro.
Gary Gensler.
Yeah.
Gary Gensler's face.
Gary the gun.
HODL. Yeah. Anyways, back to the crypto. All right, now talking points. Let's go.
All right. Cheetah cheddar. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with our friend. Our favorite meme coin, Terra Luna. South Korean watchdog reportedly fines Terraform Labs $78 million for tax evasion. Now, if you watched our show yesterday, we talked about their 3 top legal team people left Terraform Labs. And it was due to ethical practices, them thinking ethically they couldn't, represent Terraform Labs. Second was they weren't going to be able to get paid. So now they're being sued by South Korea, which is where Do Kwon is from. Terraform Labs and co-founder Do Kwon continue to attract more legal trouble in the wake of the collapse of the Terra ecosystem. The crypto firm has now come under the radar of the National Tax Agency, referring to South Korea. South Korea's National Tax Agency has slapped Terraform Labs and its co-founder with a $78 million, or 100 billion won, penalty for tax evasion. Apparently, Do Kwon tried to liquidate Terra's domestic operations just before the crash. Although both the subsidiaries were registered abroad, the, quote, place of actual management was South Korea itself. So, try to be sneaky. As it was crashing, tried to liquidate his company in South Korea. And the South Korean government said, no. Come back here. You owe us money for tax evasion. Robin, this dude is pissing more people off than Gary Gensler is.
So, when a company... Okay, so the situation that Terra Luna was in is... Obviously, it's not ideal for the simple fact that you took a company worth a ton of money and you basically just are worth nothing.
Oh, wait, it's not ideal?
Yeah, obviously. But what's really not ideal is for tax purposes, because you have you made tons of money. And so imagine if you had a job. Let's just say, for example, let's say you had a job and you were making $5 million a year. That was your salary. And so you made it all the way till November, making $5 million a year. And then you lose your job. And then you got to pay taxes next year. Then you go to file your taxes and you owe, say, $1 million. But you ain't got no job. Like, how am I supposed to pay this $1 million? We're like, well, you're paying taxes on what you earned. And so as a company that went from bottom tier cryptocurrency, I'm talking outside the top 200, up into the top 10 in about 1 year. You know what? They were in number 100 or something, so they weren't outside the top 200, but they were outside the top 100. And they got all the way up to top 10 with their Luna token. And they also had tons of money invested or through the UST token. You had this giant come up. And think about how much money they made on the way up. Yeah. And now that they don't have that money, basically. They don't have that valuation. They don't have that capital.
The bills do.
They still got to pay taxes on what they made. And yeah, you can write some of that off, count it as a loss. And that's just here in the U.S. But I'm sure every country's like, yo, you made a lot of money. Because you got to think of all the money they made. Those people were out there buying Lambos. They were buying houses. They're doing business trips. You got to pay taxes on the stuff. So there you go. So it's a tough situation. But here's the thing. Government wants their money. They going to get it.
You think he's going to He's going to go BK?
You think he's going to roll out?
Bankrupt? I mean, what other choices does he have?
He can go live in El Salvador.
He's still got to have money, right?
Of course he does.
He's still got to have money. It's just funny that right as the crash is happening, he decides to liquidate the company in South Korea. So,
well, I mean, I actually don't blame him. Here's the thing: if you know your company's going to zero, you're going through a death spiral. You know there's no saving it. And you got people just quitting left and right. You know the end is here.
So he knew So he knew the end is here, but he's still on Twitter saying, "Guys, we're gonna fix this."
Because
how ethically messed up is that?
Okay, he knew his chain was done, but he is a man of finance, and I'm sure he wants money, and he's got employees. So he's all like, "How do I save this? How do I save this? I'll start a new chain." It's a desperation move.
I'm a man of action, man. I don't care what you tell me. If your actions don't correspond or correlate to your words, I don't trust you. So,
but what would you do in his position?
What do you mean? What would I do?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Here's the thing. I don't think he created. My personal opinion. I don't think he created Terra Luna to be flawed. I don't think he intended to do any of that.
Yes, I agree.
There you go. So what
but
would you
literally had some of the smartest people in the space tell you, "Hey, man, this could happen. This is a flaw." And what did you do?
That's what this space is.
You were so arrogant.
Chain, you can look at Bitcoin.
I get it. We've had this discussion. I get it, bro. I get it. But if 15 people come up to you and said, "Robin, wow, you've been losing a lot of weight," and in your head you haven't been trying to lose weight, you're going to start thinking there's something wrong with me. The normal person would do that.
But if you're just naturally skinny,
unless you're an arrogant,
just naturally skinny, and you're like, "Yo, I've been hearing this all my life, and I go and I go to the doctor." It's fine.
That's different, bro.
But
that's
different.
It's not different
because
it is.
Every all your life project has heard, "Yo, this is a scam. It's
not about being a scam. If someone is if multiple people are saying, "Hey, there is a flaw in your code, in the way your chain is ran,"
saying is that every project. Every freaking project, everybody says.
Well, then every project founder or team, if there's multiple same concerns from legitimate people, you should actually look into it.
What projects are not? Okay, give me a project that doesn't have flaws.
Decoupling didn't.
Give me a project that doesn't have. Okay, Ethereum
everyone has
bloated,
flaws, but you're talking about a fatal flaw versus a flaw that you can work out or you can whatever the case may be.
They're all fatal flaws.
So every chain is going to zero?
By your premise, yes.
No, by your premise.
No, your premise. You
just said every chain has a death flaw.
By people's condemnation. Basically, people saying that, "Hey, this is broken. Bitcoin all of a sudden is going to use all the energy on the planet." But when it's something so
specific, it's different with everyone saying Bitcoin's going to zero. Well, why is it going to zero?
Here we go. We'll start at number one. Bitcoin going to destroy the planet. Energy out of control. Going to take all the energy.
And what do they do? Miners are going to renewable resources.
It doesn't change their energy consumption. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm not saying there isn't an answer. And you know what? You can have an algorithmic stablecoin and it can work.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. You can have a proof of work concept,
but bro,
and it can be also green.
If you're Decoupling and you already launched an algo stablecoin and it failed, and now you launch another one, and you have multiple people telling you, "Hey, this can happen," and you completely disregard them. Not only do you disregard them, but you crap on them. You call them names on Twitter, names I can't even say because we'll get canceled. You make fun of them. I'm the almighty. And then look what happened to you. That's what you deserve.
Listen, is there going to be another algorithmic stablecoin?
Of course there is.
Okay. Are there going to people that are going to be criticized it and say
Of
it's not going to
course.
work? There you go.
I know, but
you just literally answered your own question.
You're missing my point, dude. You are literally missing my point, which is what you do all the time. If multiple credible people are pointing to the same thing.
So what I'm asking you is, for the next algorithmic stablecoin that's popular, are you telling me that there's not going to be multiple credited people that are gonna say it's a bad idea?
It's not about being a bad idea. That's where the disconnect is, bro. It's not saying stablecoins aren't going to work. Yes, a lot of people are going to say that. Hey, Hoskinson, your stablecoin that just launched on Cody that you're going to implement, this could possibly happen. 4 or 5 people start saying it. Well, he should probably look into it.
That's literally what happens with all the projects. And that's going to happen with every single algorithmic stablecoin, period. It will never not get chastised. The thought of it scares everybody. And the reason is it has never worked in the past. But you know what? The fact that you can have a stable coin that isn't controlled by a government is a great idea, and it is the backbone of what we want in decentralized finance. I don't want Tether. I want to have a stable coin that I can use that isn't controlled by somebody, that isn't questioned, dollar backed or whatever. Like, it would be nice to have an algorithmic stable coin. It makes sense. It's what the degens want. Eventually, it will be created. And every project in the process there will get ridiculed and joked about. In the same way that everybody ridiculed and joked Bitcoin all the way up to its rise. And they ridiculed and joked Ethereum all the way up to its rise.
But no one ridiculed and joked Do Kwon. They pointed out a flaw they saw.
Okay. So nobody else points out flaws in any other chains. Solana broke 7 times. Ethereum completely forked. It's got Ethereum Classic.
Solana broke 7 times. Are they doing something to fix it? Yes.
Okay. And if
Do Kwon did nothing.
Okay, so he tried to collateralize his chain with Bitcoin.
Should have done that at the beginning.
He tried to do all kinds of stuff.
Whatever, man. I'm done with Do Kwon.
You act like the dude. I get it. He was arrogant, and you pisses you off because it failed. And you can look back at this stuff and be like arrogant. But what I'm saying is that every founder of these CEO companies, with the exception of Vitalik, they're all arrogant, and they think their project is the best. And all they do is get lampooned every minute of the day by experts that are saying that your thing sucks.
Well, maybe some things are worth looking into. All right, let's move on.
All right. So on the chat, the sentiment is you guys pretty much saying the same thing, just, in a different way. And, to answer some of the new viewer, they're not always like that. I think this is Michael or Mitchell, DJ. Yeah, first time here, and they go back and forth. They have a different opinion, just jumping in, and this is why.
We're very passionate, and so we don't always see eye to eye on everything, and so Robin's wrong. All right, let's move on. All right, next article we're talking about, Tether. People were worried after UST collapsed. A bank run was made on Tether. Tether briefly depegged to under 95 cents, but came right back up. Now, apparently, they have reduced their commercial paper holdings to improve quality of their reserves. Stablecoin issuer Tether said it reduced its commercial paper holdings in the first quarter of this year to improve the quality of its reserve, reduced it by 17%. It also added U.S. Treasury bills, increasing them to $39.2 billion from $34.5 billion. Bloomberg said last October that much of Tether's commercial paper had been issued by big Chinese companies, causing some analysts to question the quality of the reserves. Well, here's what the reserves look like. And Rocco, you could take my face away so everyone can see this. So let me zoom in a little more here. 2 seconds, guys. There we go. All right, so this is the asset breakdown, okay? Vast majority now is in U.S. Treasury bills, which are short-term U.S. government debt obligations that are issued by the U.S. Treasury Department.
AKA bonds.
Yes. Commercial paper and CDs. Now, this is where people were worried, right? $20 billion. If you're not familiar with commercial paper, they're unsecured short-term corporate debt. The issue was the majority of these were overseas in China. And so people were like, hey, and not to mention, they're not liquid assets. You can't just go cash them in right away. Some of them have 3-month, 6-month, 12-month lockup periods. Cash and bank deposits, which is the most liquid, is at $4.1 billion. Money market funds, then you have non-U.S. Treasury bills. That totals out to $70.5 billion. Then you have secured loans, corporate bonds, and other investments, including digital tokens. This could be crypto, Bitcoin, other stable coins, etc. Now, here are the ratings on their commercial paper loans. So we have A1 plus about $2 billion. Majority of it, though, is in A1 and A2. And if we go to the S&P rating here, A1, they're the highest category. Their capacity to meet the financial commitments is very strong. A2 is also a short-term obligation, but they're more susceptible to the adverse effects of changes in circumstances and economic conditions. If we go back, they have about $100 million in A3, which is obviously more risky. They have adequate protection parameters. However, adverse economic conditions or changing circumstances are more likely to weaken the capacity to meet their obligation. So, Robin, are you happy the direction Tether is going? Is this still of concern to you? Do you still think they need to make some changes to this breakdown of their money?
Yeah, the breakdown should be one line, cash.
Ideally, yes, but
it's not ideally. It's a stable coin. It's a dollar stable coin.
Yes.
The premise should be very simple. I buy $1 of your stable coin. You should take that dollar and just hold on.
It's
to
called
it.
fractional banking.
No, I'm just saying that if you're not going to be insured by a government, for example, there's nothing there's no insurance behind you. You're basically have this platform, this program, and you're holding everybody's money, and you don't have enough of it to pay everybody out. And if everybody comes up to the counter and gets their money all at the same time, you can't pay everybody out, and your business fails. And you reference the banks, that's how it is. But here's the thing. If that happens with the banks,
They have a
the
central
U.S.
bank.
government will back them and make sure they don't fail.
that's the issue.
Tether, they don't have that insurance. They don't have anybody backing them. So when you show me this chart and it says $4 billion in cash on hand, basically,
Out of the 82, that's
$4 billion. That means they can only immediately pay out $4 billion. Now, I get it. They can sell some of their bonds or whatever, but it doesn't move instantaneously. It's not liquid as cash.
now majority of these are short term, but still short term.
And so
Typically 0 to 90
if you
days.
go down more than $4 billion in one fell swoop, which
Well, they
we
did.
know-
They did.
Well, look at my chart here. That's why it comes off the peg, and that's why it's not $1. And you see here we were at
that Tether?
83. Yes, we were at 83 billion. We had the crash.
This is not the price. This is market cap.
This is market
correct?
cap.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. No, don't scare people.
So here you went from 83 to 80 billion. And this was when the terror thing happened. And then you bounce back up. We didn't lose the peg on this at this point.
Right.
But we started losing a little bit of, it was like 99.8 or whatever it was. Then here you had markets testing out Tether. They're like, hey, well, first of all, some people saw this happen to UST. They freaked out. They want their money out just to be on the safe side.
Not to mention USDT is one letter off.
Yeah, so USDT kind of sounds like UST. For your novice investor, they might confuse the two. So anyways, had a lot of people selling. We went from 82 here. We dropped all the way down. I think this was the moment. We went from 82 and we dropped down to about 79, 78. So pretty much they liquidated all their cash on hand. So if you think about, when we were discussing it, I was like, whoo, that was close, because we saw Tether go down 95 cents. And then we see the numbers on the back end. And we see if you only got $4 billion on hand and you went from 82 to 79, you liquidated $3 billion. They were pretty damn close to collapsing, bro. It was pretty damn close.
But they didn't.
I'm just saying, we just had the longest argument ever about identifying problems and addressing it when they're right in front of your face.
Yeah.
And this is a major problem and a major flaw. And I, without a doubt, think Tether will go under at some point in time. At some point, there's going to be a big sell-off. It's going to be a big market crash, or there'll be some big tether FUD, and people are going to freak out, even if it's not true, and they're going to remove money. It's going to snowball. They're going to lose it. They don't have enough money on cash on hand to pay people out. Going to go under. And it's going to be historic.
I don't think so. They are moving in the right direction, right? Already dropped their commercial paper holdings, which was the biggest issue people had with Tether, is our commercial holdings in overseas governments and corporate companies. And that's down 17% this quarter. I see that trend going further and further. And not to mention, you mention this all the time.
So, I mean, you say you don't see it, but if I lend somebody money and they go and gamble with it, what do you think is going to happen? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Depends.
That's essentially what they're doing. They're taking your dollars. You put your dollar in a Tether, and they're going and investing it, aka gambling, on offshore companies. And what happens if they lose that money? And what happens if they lose that money at the same time that people want their cash out? And what happens when companies lose their value? It's called a stock market decline, a recession, a depression. So what happens with depressions and recessions? All markets go down. So let's just say, theoretically, you get a major recession and companies overseas close. Companies that they have stock in, they go under. They lose that paper. They lose that value. They lose the money that people had already invested, and they reinvested in something else. They lost. And at the same time, crypto's tanking. People are taking out their money. People are losing money. And the value of Tether goes down. I'm just saying, it's a recipe for disaster. It's going to happen. Tether's going to blow up.
Yeah, I mean, but more than half of their holdings are in U.S. Treasury bills. So the U.S. fails. The U.S. fails in the Treasury bills, and
it needs to be closer to 100%. That's.
Will it ever get there? Will it ever get there? Probably not.
Well, then that's the thing. Like you were over here screaming about, there's a flaw in your thing, and you're not doing anything about it. Here's the flaw.
But they're doing something about it.
No.
Yes, they are. Literally, they're doing something about it.
Okay, they're making the worst problem a little less worse.
Well,
that's what.
At least you're doing something.
Okay.
At least you're doing something. And guess what? If you're uncomfortable with Tether, use something else.
So Terra Labs was doing something. They were collateralizing with Bitcoin. Well, what I'm saying is that there's a major flaw here. So on one side, when
are you a Terra homer, bro?
What's that?
Are you a Terra homer?
No, I'm just saying that.
You been talking to Doquan?
I'm just saying that after it collapsed, you want to point the fingers and be like, I can't believe you ignored everything. And then we have the evidence here that this is a problem, and you're like, that's cool.
It's not just about. It's not just about. I'm not going to go backwards. I'm not going backwards.
Of the fence here.
I'm not on two different sides.
No. There's no problem here. There's huge red flags, but
I never
it's cool.
said there's no problem, bro. I just said I don't think it's going to collapse. Of course, there's a problem. I agree. Dollar-backed stablecoin should be backed dollar to dollar, but we have something called fractal banking, which
this isn't banking. This is a company. Fractal banking is insured by the government. Fractal banking, the premise of fractal banking, the whole reason it exists is because the U.S. government says you only need to keep this much on hand. And why do they say that? Because
they can back
backing it. There you go.
I get it.
So fractal banking doesn't apply to this, period.
The idea of fractal banking.
This isn't an idea. The idea is that's for a bank. This isn't a bank.
Tether is a company that holds assets and reserves.
They're not a bank.
Quick for the people, maybe they're very new. What is fractal banking? Just to explain very briefly what it is.
So if you get 100 million in deposits in one day, you don't have to have 100 million in the bank. That's why when you go take out a large amount of money, they ask for a few days to give you that money because they don't have all the money in the bank. So they're allowed to keep only a certain percentage of money liquid in their bank. So if a bank run happens, the government comes in and supports them. They borrow money from the Fed, whatever the case may be. So, but with stable coins, it should be one-to-one. It's not, but we'll see. I don't think even USDC is one-to-one, dollar to stable coin.
None of them are.
All right. We're going to El Salvador. Potential debt default for El Salvador. What of Bitcoin? A potential looming debt default and enemies in very high places have made the small Central American country a target for Bitcoin detractors like the IMF. With the next debt repayment on the horizon for January 2023, El Salvador could well struggle to fulfill its obligations. If the current economic uncertainty continues throughout the rest of this year, then that scenario becomes ever more likely. The country's new legal tender has lost nearly 60% of its value since the highs back in early November of last year. Should Bitcoin continue its nosedive, then a very real scenario of 20,000 and lower is potentially in the cards. The likelihood of El Salvador surviving such a crash would be very tenuous indeed. Is Salvador going to default, bro?
Possible. I doubt it. I don't think so. But
No?
it's possible.
I mean, they keep buying the dip, so...
Yeah, I mean...
This is a tough one, man. I don't know.
Like
They don't
I
have
say-
support from the international IMF. They don't have support from any other large economic countries. What country is going to come in and bail out El Salvador if they need? They can't get money from the IMF unless they drop this whole Bitcoin thing, right? And this is where most countries like El Salvador get funding and money from. So,
You know, investment strategies for us, the retail guys, isn't much different than it is for a nation state or a company or an institution. And you don't want to over leverage yourself. You don't want to put yourself in a position to where if price falls, you're not going to be able to make payments on debt due. And so, that's all needs to go to planning. I believe in Bitcoin, but I'm not going to take out a loan for $500,000 and just FOMO into Bitcoin because I think the price is low. And right now I think the price is low, but you know what? El Salvador thought the price was low at 45,000. El Salvador thought the price was low at 41,000.
well, guess what? Even if it's a bad decision, in 3 years, that decision will be...
Yeah, as long as you make it
Yeah.
through that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And so, you can leverage your entire life. Terrible financial advice. Don't take any financial advice from us. But you can leverage everything you have. You could liquidate everything you have into cash and then in turn go buy Bitcoin. And it could be a terrible decision. It could literally bankrupt you and it could, ruin your life. Because if the price goes lower and you need the cash or whatever it is, and, a lot of things can go wrong. So that's why anything that you invest should only be capital that you're okay with being without for at least 4 years. And that should be the same premise for a nation state. El Salvador should only be putting up capital that they can afford to lose for 4 years. And so there you go.
All right.
And then we got Kenny G is now a Sin City Crypto member.
My man. BKG. Bullish Kenny G. You like that? BKG? What was the name of that murderer guy? BK. What was it?
No idea.
The guy. Okay, help me out, guys. There was a bad person. BK something. Anyways. All right.
Yeah, and then we get a new emoji. So
We now get a new emoji.
yeah, let us
A
know.
lot of people are saying club emoji.
Club emoji. I don't know
Club.
how I'm
Open
supposed to
up
make
club.
a club emoji. I mean, I like the premise, but can we do a club?
We'll figure it out.
Figure something
We'll
out.
figure it out. All right.
Or
Gang,
how
gang.
about open the club? No, it's too many words.
Yeah, that's too many words.
It's a
How about,
good idea, but
How about the gun? Just a gun.
you can't do a gun.
I'm kidding.
This is YouTube.
I'm kidding. Jesus. All right, let's move on, my friends. We talked about this briefly, and we're going to talk about it some more. I'm a Tron hater. Robin's a Tron hater.
What about Elizabeth Warren instead of Gary the Gun?
No, Gary's better, bro.
Okay.
Especially, they're trying to now do the ICO thing.
You don't want to do like a rocket ship or something?
No. You can have a rocket ship on the on the iPhone or the i thing.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Can Tron fill the hole in DeFi left by Terra Luna? The Tron token has managed to surge by 20% in the last 30 days, while in comparison, Bitcoin is still down 19% in the same time. With the introduction of its own algorithmic stablecoin, USDD, Tron is now the fourth largest DeFi blockchain by total value locked. The Tron chain's total locked value has registered a whopping growth over 5% in the last month. After the collapse of Terra, a huge opportunity has opened up for the Tron chain to capture the market. Just to show you guys, and I didn't have this ready, but I will just go ahead and pull it up. If we look at total value locked, change in the last 7 days, you have Cadena up 44% on total value locked. And if we go to overall total value locked, obviously you still have ETH, but look at that. Tron is in the green across all time frames, 1 day, 7 day, and 1 month. So Is this a revival of Tron? Is this a resurgence of Tron, Robin?
Don't get it twisted. Tron is highly adopted and used in Japan, the third largest economy in the world. And so we don't hear about it a lot here.
So why are we such haters then? Because it hasn't done anything? I'm a hater.
You know
I'm a
what?
Tron hater.
It had, here's the thing. It had a historic jump in 2017, 2018.
At least it didn't die.
Historic. So more than Bitcoin, more than Ethereum. And so I think a lot of people were pissed off. Like, I think that was like the biggest success to, that was the biggest run up to absolute bottom on the major tokens out of 2017.
Yeah.
Because remember, it had such a huge run up. If you look at Tron, it had such a huge run up on the in the 2017 that it was almost like the Shiba Inu. You know what I mean? Like it was the
Shiba Inu.
It was.
Yeah.
Like here, pull up my chart real quick. So you had Tron.
Jesus Christ.
You had Tron. This is how it started. So this was like the SHIB of 2017. It was a fraction of a cent. And it went at its height. And this was a smart contract platform that's cheaper and faster than Ethereum, essentially. That was kind of like their thing. And so you're sitting at 22 cents. From a fraction to 22 cents. And then, boom, on the back end, all the way down to 2 cents. You know what I mean? So this was something that a lot of people were like, everyone was screaming. It was a Solana that wasn't broke. You know what I mean? Like everyone was screaming like, yo, this is the next, forget Ethereum. Like, yo, Tron is the jam, bro. Tron is this. Like, yo, Ethereum's slow. You know what I mean? Like that was what people were talking about. So everybody was moonboying on Tron, and then it just dumped. And then we didn't hear much about it. And I think the American investor, people over in Europe, I think they were just pissed off. Just never pumped it. Because when you saw the other tokens, like you look at the Cardano chart, or you look at any chart, they all met the all-time highs from 2017 and or eclipsed them. And Tron never did. Tron, at the height, got back up to 9 cents. That's the very height of the last cycle. So I think it was just upset investors. Because I don't, there are, you can look at Justin Sun. Dude's got a track record that isn't exactly optimal. I'm done with the laptop here. But so you can look into it. Dude's got some shady practices, whatever. But as far as the chain itself, pretty efficient. I just think the investors got burned, and I think people got a sour taste.
And we'll see if they can fill this Terra Luna gap. So real quick, JT said he's got about 1,500 in USDC in Coinbase for his Coinbase card. You think it's okay for the next 3 to 4 months? If there's any stable coin,
this is all not financial advice.
Yeah.
We can't tell you what you do with your money, man.
If there's
That's all
one,
on you, bro.
If there's one stable coin that I feel confident, it's USDC. But you never know. But here's the thing you got to remember. If you have cash on Coinbase, USD, just dollar, that is backed up to $250,000. If anything happens to the company, they will repay you that money. It's FDIC insured. Only cash, though, not stable coin. So just keep that in mind. Also, one of my favorite breakfast foods, French toast. We have a new member in the chat, Robin. French toast.
I think he's been here before. I've seen him before.
No, he said, has he?
Yeah.
Someone
French
said,
toast, welcome back, bro. We're glad you're enjoying it.
Right.
I saw that.
I think someone said, Eddie's here.
Eduardo,
¿Cómo estás, cabrón? All right, we're moving on. It's time to move Bitcoin to proof of stake, says the Commodities Future Trading Commission Chair, Rustin Benham. What a terrible idea. Rustin Benham, the chair of the CFTC, has called the current mechanism of obtaining proof-of-work cryptocurrencies as Bitcoin skewed. Bitcoin's economic output was being overshadowed by its colossal energy usage. And he goes on to say, quote, there is a clear dislocation between the usage and generation that's needed to mine these coins and the sort of economic output that we're seeing from digital assets themselves. That may rebalance over time, but right now it's clearly skewed. It wants to introduce regulations requiring firms to disclose how much energy a coin was consuming. Fine. Bitcoin ain't going to proof of stake, man. It should not go to proof of stake. You should not increase the block size. That everything the way Bitcoin is made right now is perfect for the purpose it is trying to serve. Okay? For the purpose it is trying to serve, it is perfect. Why it's the most decentralized project in the crypto space. That is why institutions are buying Bitcoin and not Cardano. So, like, let it be, man. They're already moving to more renewable energy. And it's shown to be helping the power grid of states and countries that Bitcoin is being mined in. So I can't believe we're still talking about this stuff.
It's just somebody that doesn't understand how Bitcoin works that can easily say that. Because at face value, if you don't really know, if you haven't researched Bitcoin,
and they show you a chart of Bitcoin mining using more energy than Argentina,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fine. But like, what happened to like using your brain?
But here's the thing: all the people that are, all the Bitcoin maxis and all of the people that just, even you don't have to be maxi. That
Well, okay, what's your definition of a Bitcoin maxi, by the way? Because I feel like
that okay, this is a Bitcoin maxi. You believe altcoins will never be anything.
like all of them, including right
Everything. If it's an altcoin, if it's a cryptocurrency and it's not Bitcoin and you don't like it,
You're
and you
maxi.
don't like what it's about, yeah.
Do you think that's a negative thing?
That was front and center at the Bitcoin Miami
Oh my
conference.
God.
Holy crap.
Do you remember? Okay, you remember that when we were at a restaurant, right? Or where were we? You were trying to give one of the poker chips. We're trying to do a little marketing. You were trying to hand out the business cards, and one of the guys said something. Or?
Okay, so there was a couple. I had several run-ins, but one of them, I was at the airport.
Oh yeah, the airport.
And two guys were talking, and I was just waiting in line, and I was like, "Oh, hey guys, I hear y'all talking crypto. Yeah, we got a channel, blah blah blah." And the guy was all like, "You cover Bitcoin, or you cover like altcoins, or what?" And I'm just like, "We cover both." He's like, "Oh," and he kind of gave me this like smug look, and I'm like, "Look here, bro." And then I'm at the airport, so I'm not happy.
And our flight was delayed.
Yeah, our flight was delayed. I'm at the airport. I'm not happy. And you got some dude over here trying to shit on my channel. And I'm just sitting here, and I'm like, look, man. I'm like, you do understand that Bitcoin created an amazing technology. If anything, you should be proud of that. You should be proud with the fact that Bitcoin, before Bitcoin, there was no blockchain. There was none of that. And blockchain is transparent. It's open source. It's a technology that can be applied to multiple sectors in our lives.
Even baby
It can
burping?
make everything. It can make our lives better. And they should be proud of this. And essentially what it is it's software. It's the same way that you had the computer boom and the internet boom, and you had people building software that made your lives easier. Because you got to think about it. Before 1990, before the invention of the computer, the at-home computer, the one in the offices, you went to the doctor's office, it was all file cabinets. You went to the bank.
still file cabinets, bro.
Yeah, but you went to the bank, they would have folders on you.
Yeah.
They would open up a folder. Same thing at the medical offices. At the lawyer's office, it was all encyclopedia and whatever. So, anyways, software made that better, and we have a new software here. It's called blockchain technology, and everything's transparent. It lives forever. It lives on the internet. It doesn't need to live in some AWS server's mainframe. And so everybody has access to it forever. It's a great technology. And thank you, Bitcoin, for giving that to us. And the fact that you were just sitting here and saying that, well, the blockchain technology that is Bitcoin should not be touched by anybody else because it only belongs to Bitcoin is ignorant.
Yes.
And it can make all of our lives better by implementing it in different parts. And I get it. If you're going to make another proof of work, another fork of Bitcoin, that's trash because you're not bringing anything new to the table.
One point for Robin.
Yeah. And so
That's very well put.
but the thing is if I can store data and if I can follow along tracking shipments and I can improve a farmer's life by giving him insurance on something that he wouldn't be able to have through a smart contract that lives on a blockchain that's secure and it's not held by any private organization, and that's better for him, and he has opportunity to protect his business, or I have an opportunity to make somebody else's life better by using software that's developed.
What
by
about the
blockchain.
people
Cool.
that don't have access to bank accounts? We talk about this all the time.
Yeah. So, anyways, it frustrates me, man. And you know what? I'm probably the biggest Bitcoin advocate of anybody I know. I will sit here and tell you, like, honestly, I don't think my personal self. I don't stop investing in other stuff. Not investment advice, but just invest in Bitcoin. It has the least risk, the most upside.
So you're a maxi.
It's a great, but the thing is I do invest in other things as well.
Make up your mind, bro. Make up your mind.
No, I'm talking, but here's my advice to my personal friends and family. I'm like, you don't understand the space deep enough. You don't understand which projects to identify. You don't understand where to move your money because you're probably going to listen to your friend at work and you're probably going to FOMO into a meme coin. And so if you're not doing your research, you shouldn't be investing in the same way. Like you shouldn't be going into the stock market and then just investing in a bunch of stocks you never know, you don't know anything about.
Just because
if anything, just go in and invest in the S&P 500 because it's basically a basket of assets of all of the top 500 companies.
And that's the problem with people nowadays is people just want an answer. They don't want to know how you got to the answer. I can't tell you how many times people will hit me up on my personal Instagram and they'll be like, "Hey, what do you think about this coin?" I'll be like, "Did you watch our show?" No. Now, why am I going to waste my time telling you what I think about this coin if you can't take the time to learn yourself?
Then you just reply, buy Bitcoin.
No, I'm just saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't want to do the homework, you don't care to even watch our show, and you just want something to FOMO into, just buy Bitcoin.
But even then, I wouldn't tell them. Even then, it's like, dude,
they're not going to hodl it.
It's it's your money. Like, don't take what we say as the gospel and go do what we tell you. Use it as a reference, right? And then do your own research because you might see things that we don't see, or you might have a different risk tolerance, or whatever the case may be. So, like,
and you never know. I mean, Bitcoin could also have a flaw that nobody's seen.
Exactly. It's only a 13-year-old project.
As time goes on, the likelihood of it having a flaw less and less. And
once
less
Bitcoin makes it out of this big, terrible macroeconomic landscape, it's going to be pretty much bulletproof. I'm telling you guys.
It is bulletproof.
It is, but it'll be even more.
Here's the thing. When it first launched, 6 months in, you didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, there was no company that was going to FOMO into Bitcoin when it was under a year old. Same thing, 2 years old, 3 years old.
Even in 2014, 2015.
And so, but here's the thing. It stood the test of time. It's been people have attempted to exploit it and hack it and take advantage of it, fork it, and all kinds of stuff. So it stood the test of time. It's durable.
So we kind of
probably ain't gonna go nowhere.
We kind of we took 10 exits here, Robin. Let's get back to the main highway here. Do you think Bitcoin should ever move to proof of stake, like the CFTC chair said?
No.
Right? Thank you.
I'm just saying that at face value, if you don't do your research on Bitcoin, it seems like a no-brainer. Because you look at Ethereum, you're like, hey, Ethereum going for proof of work, they're going to proof of stake. Their carbon emission is going to go down 99.92%.
Yeah.
And so why doesn't Bitcoin do that? So if you don't do your research, it makes sense. So I don't really fault the guy for having that idea. I fault the guy for having his input and being a professional in the commodities.
And not doing his research?
Yeah, not doing his research.
Literally, Bitcoin is a commodity.
Yeah. Like if you're going to have a professional opinion on something, at least study up on it.
Yeah. We see too much of that happening. All right, let's move on. Confirmed. Swift, which is the messaging network across all countries, is conducting CBDC-related tests for cross-border payments involving crypto. There has been a recent uptick in curiosity over CBDCs, with 9 out of 10 of the world's central banks now investigating these CBDCs. These CBDCs encompass economies that are responsible for more than 90% of the GDP worldwide. There is one possible blind spot: their usage across international borders, which Thomas Zizek, how do you say that? Zizek? Thomas Shack, the chief innovation officer.
It's Zach.
Zach. Thomas Zach. Why would you spell it like that?
Just Zach. Just
Why
Zach.
would you spell it like that? Like, come on, man. Thomas Zach, chief innovation officer at Swift, said, quote, facilitating interoperability and interlinking between different CBDCs being developed around the world will be critical if we are to fully realize their potential. Today, the global CBDC ecosystem risks becoming fragmented, with numerous central banks developing their own digital currencies based on different technologies, standards, and protocols. So essentially, they're saying, hey, as far as Swift goes, let's all be on the same page when we do a digital currency, when we do a CBDC. Because if you all have different rules and regulations, we can't help you make cross-border stuff. So also, he goes on to say, or actually this is Nick Kerrigan, who's the head of innovation at Swift, said if left unaddressed, this fragmentation could lead to, quote, digital islands springing up across the globe. Different systems and different CBDCs will need to be able to efficiently work together, or it will hamper the ability of businesses and consumers to make frictionless cross-border payments using CBDCs. Well, guess what? That's what crypto is. Frictionless cross-border payments without CBDCs. So, right, Robin? Do we even need a CBDC? No, we don't.
I mean, you know, after all this happened, maybe we do.
You shut your mouth. Stop it. You want a government-controlled digital currency?
Here's the thing. If you, in all honesty, I'm not even trying to be funny here. If you have a CBDC that the government uses to transact
And control what you spend your money on?
no, time out. I didn't say that.
No, I said that.
If the government has, instead of issuing, because you got to remember, issuing bonds and between their own countries, moving around debt, paying for goods and services, trading. When the governments do that, let's just say U.S. sells a jet or a missile, or they sell food or whatever it is, humanitarian aid. They sell it to another country. It gets transacted through SWIFT. And why not have a CBDC? If you want to lower the budget and say you're spending billions and billions of dollars facilitating trade between other countries, why not create a CBDC and use it for as a government between?
Or why not just adopt one of the coins that's already
out there? When the government decides to print money and issue money out to the banks, why not send that out through a CBDC? I would rather them do that than to use Tether. I don't want the U.S. to pick up Tether and an offshore company out of Hong Kong run by Bitfinex. I don't want them to use that.
If they pick up anything, it's going to be the BlackRock-backed USDC.
I mean, I get. I don't even want them to. Then what? BlackRock becomes the strongest company that has influence over.
They already
everything.
are, bro. They already are.
But you're going to multiply them by a factor of 100.
Why not? They're already the largest.
No. Here's the thing. If you're gonna offer a dollar stable coin and the country that offers it is gonna transact other countries with it, let them make their own token. The only thing I don't want the U.S. government stable coin in my wallet dictating what I can buy with it.
That's what's gonna happen.
But here's the thing. There's tons, the SWIFT network, all the value that 99% of the value that moves through the SWIFT network is between countries and nation states and central banks.
Yes.
And so for that, use a CBDC. And if you're going to airdrop cash like we did for the pandemic, or you're going to issue out welfare or whatever it is, then at that point, you know, if it's money leaving the government coming to the citizen, let that be a retail token, or let me at least choose.
Why SWIFT is going to be so interested about what the government is going to use is because they're going to lose all the share of the market, all world, because SWIFT is a company.
Crypto is a direct threat to SWIFT.
Absolutely.
It is a direct threat to SWIFT. And it does what SWIFT does, but frictionless.
SWIFT
not
only
frictionless,
moves data.
decentralized.
It doesn't move any money. It's just data. So then if you
It's messaging.
Yeah, that's it.
It transfers messages back and forth between different countries when they're swapping money. So we'll see. But again, crypto, you made a good point, Rocco. Crypto is a direct threat to the SWIFT, and so they're trying to get in front of it.
Here's the thing.
And XRP actually is
just like any company. If you realize, let's just say you're Facebook, and you're like, hey man, there's a lot of money to be made in crypto. And if we're going to facilitate payments, it's going to obviously be in crypto because we're an internet and we have multiple countries. It just makes sense. And so if you look at a country and they know that the world is going to go crypto, what are they going to do? They're going to launch their own token. In the same way that we have ICOs in the same way that we have startups and ICOs for companies, each country one by one is going to launch their own token. And that's essentially what a CBDC is. It's every country saying, hey, instead of, we praise this whole, we got a Miami coin, New York coin, that's great. But you know what? You're going to have a US coin, and you're going to have a Mexico coin, and you're going to have a Brazil coin. And whether you want it or not, that's coming.
I don't want it.
So do you want city coins?
Yeah.
Then why don't you want country coins?
Because, well, it depends. Well, U.S. city coins work because cities are independent states, right? Falls under
countries are independent of each other, and cities are independent of each other. There's literally no difference. If you want city coins, country coins are the same thing.
Yeah, but the country coins are on a federal level, right? City coins, a Miami coin can't force me to use Miami coin if I want to.
Why not? If you get adopted,
because they have no jurisdiction over where I live.
If there is an exchange then.
Versus the federal government.
Okay, let's just say you have welfare. Say you have unemployment.
Okay.
There's nothing stopping a city from offering their unemployment in crypto.
Yeah, to that city.
Yeah.
Right.
How's that any
If I
different
don't
than
like
a
it,
nation state?
if I don't like it, I'll just move to a different city.
Ah. The same can be said with a country. There's no difference.
It's different, bro. Moving from a state to state versus moving from the U.S. to Canada. I mean, that's
then what
different.
happens if the next city over has the same thing?
Well, then if that keeps happening, then you're now on a
That's
federal
what's
level.
going to happen with the world. This country will have a CBDC, and then whatever country you decide to leave to go to will have one too.
I don't know.
You're going to go to Mexico, they're going to have a CBDC. Every country will have a digital currency because digital currencies make sense. They're more efficient and they move faster. And so whether or not you want to sit here and say, well, if my country has a digital currency, then I'm going to move. Sad to say, every country is going to have one. And that's it. That's just the world we're going to.
More interesting also is what kind of chain they're going to use to interact all globally. That's probably what it's going to be.
I mean,
more about.
They can build their own chain or they can build something else. So,
got a little friend over here. All right. Okay, so
I got flip flops on, bro.
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, be
like
careful.
pointing at a bug or something, man.
Yeah, it was a big ass cockroach or something.
We got a cockroach in here?
Rocco, it's gonna be right under
Come
your
on,
foot.
bro. I got flip flops on, man. If a cockroach crawl, I'm letting you guys know. If a cockroach crawls on my foot, I literally will end the stream. I will not be performing.
Really?
Dude, if
It's
a
a
cockroach
performing, guys, it's a butterfly.
It's a butterfly.
I don't know what those butterfly.
butterfly?
Why is it crawling like a cockroach?
Probably because it got stuck here with a AC 100 degree.
Anyways, all right. Let's talk about one more article. Let's talk about Ledger. Okay, so let's talk about hardware wallets. And we talked about this yesterday and a couple shows ago. We actually talk about it all the time. How when you transfer your money.
And then, real quick, sorry to interrupt you. We do have the entry for the giveaway at the top of the chat. We have 14 entries and we have 23 people watching right now. So we're giving away $25 in Bitcoin. All you gotta do is click the link, drop your email, and we will give you we'll give one winner.
We literally ask for nothing in return, literally zero. So, we talk about how the safest way to store your money and to own your own coins and crypto is to put it on a hardware wallet, take it offline. But there's give and take. When you do put it on a hardware wallet, you now don't have access to swap and exchange from, stake, mostly. But Ledger is looking to change that because their upcoming browser extension will see its hardware wallets connected to Web3. Ledger has announced that it is working on launching a browser extension to allow users of its hardware wallets to connect directly to Web3 apps. Ledger's larger mission with the new browser extension is to become the easier and most secure way to experience Web3. Ledger Connect is what it's going to be called. Will also be initially compatible with ETH and Solana before expanding to other popular networks. The browser extension will also reduce dependencies on third-party wallets. The team at Ledger explained that Ledger Connect is also focused on preventing hacks and scams, keeping users' crypto and NFTs safe. It will do so by implementing a new security layer called Web3 Check. The latter will automatically warn users about the risks and potential security issues linked to past scams, hacked websites, and fraudulent smart contracts. This is dope, man. This is dope. I am so happy I have a Ledger. I literally have all three of the big hardware wallets: Trezor, Ledger, and Arculus. Ledger's always been at the forefront of innovation, and if this works, I don't see any reason the other hardware wallets won't integrate the same thing. But how awesome is this, man, where you can literally do everything you do on an exchange through your hardware wallet. And it'll even has security features, like it says in the article, That tells you about hacked websites, past scams, fraudulent smart contract. So I'm super bullish on this. Robin, are you bullish on this?
Yeah, I think this is where our crypto is going to go in general. I think you're going to have, in the same way that you go around and you use your debit card everywhere, I could see instead of it being your debit card, it'll be just be your phone and tap payments. And so you're going to have your NFTs on there. You're going to have your Bitcoin or whatever other tokens you have, and then you're just going to transact with it. And I think this is just another example, because if you have the Ledger wallet on your phone, for example, I know it's not based on your phone. No, it's not an app, but you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. Or say you have your Ledger wallet on your keychain. I could see you going to a gas station and paying for stuff with your keychain. Or, you know, you can just do what it actually does right here at this exact moment and just, you know, transact on DeFi or through other exchanges by just connecting your wallet. So I think that's where everything's going to go. You see Coinbase doing it where you basically don't leave their platform and you can buy and sell NFTs and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think more and more there's going to be one, maybe two or three dominant players that control custody. And from there, the custody that whatever platform it is that controls custody is going to be first of all, it's going to be like two or three main players. And then from there, you do everything, and you don't need to leave that interface. Whether it's a hardware wallet, whether it's an exchange like Coinbase, or whether it's an app on your phone like the Arculus, for example.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be one.
Ledger has app too on the phone. They have Ledger Live.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think there's going to be a handful of companies, less than 5. They're going to hold 95% of the market share as far as crypto. And they're going to be integrated everywhere. So all this stuff that you talk about, like, let's say, for example, you go to buy a car and you want to, you know, sign a smart contract and pay for it with crypto and, you know, and pick up your insurance and you have your insurance NFT. Like, all this is going to be done, like, in one interface. Like, your phone makes the most sense. So
It's going to be great. We are literally in the middle of a freaking revolution. We are seeing improvements happening in real time. Very exciting. All right, we're done with our talking points. We are moving along to our last segment of our show, the market analysis. All right. So, taking a gander at the markets here. Overall market cap is sitting at $1.27 trillion with volume over the last 24 hours over 85 billion. Uptick from yesterday was in the low 70s. Bitcoin dominance is getting close to that 45% range. Now, we did do a Twitter poll. Do you think it'll get to 50%? It was literally split down the middle. I do think it'll get up to 50%, especially with the recession looming. So we'll see how that turns out. Now, here's one thing I want to point out, all right? Yesterday, we covered the MetaPay article, and look at one of the coins that are pumping right now, Robin. Look at this. MetaPay.
I saw that, bro.
Yeah. So, guys, remember what happened to Squid Game's token? There are so many scammers out there that are just trying to snipe your money and feed off of the next trendy topic, the next trendy thing. Please do not fall for it. Please. Even if you bought this and it's sitting in your wallet and you are up 1,264%, good luck trying to cash out. Chances are there is almost no liquidity on the other end. So always proceed with caution, please. Bitcoin sitting at 30,200. Speaking of Bitcoin, I do want to look at this chart here. So this is the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin, and we had this drawn out, and it was a symmetrical triangle. And with symmetrical triangles, they have just as good a chance to break to the upside as they do to the downside. And we broke to the downside, found support at 28,600. Now are making a move up. RSI, we did get to the overbought territory briefly, came back down. But this, if we keep rallying up, my price target is going to be $31,323, which is at the upper end of this bottom trend line. Which it'll probably get rejected there and revert to the mean if I throw on the Bollinger Bands to see kind of what the volatility is looking like. we're trading towards the upper end of the Bollinger Band. So usually when you're trading towards the upper or the lower, you do revert to the middle, which is this 20-day moving average. It's just what it does. This is what charts and technical analysis does. Trades to the upper, goes to the lower. Trades to the upper, goes to the lower. So not financial advice, but if you're looking to scalp, if you're in a swing trade on Bitcoin and you got in here around 29,000, now would be a good time to take your profits. Not financial advice, but looking at charts, that's what they're telling us to do. Now, let's look at Bitcoin Exchange net flow, the net position. This is dating all the way back to 2011. You can see these huge spikes. Green means more money is flowing in, or the exchanges, their balance of Bitcoin is growing. And red is the opposite. And you can see since Glassnode always takes forever to load. So since January of this year, we have seen a big downtrend. So we saw a little bit of a spike with the Terra Luna issue. And other than that, the exchanges have been losing coins. Not losing coins, but people are taking the coins off their exchanges. So what happens is you don't see it now. But when a supply shock, when demand starts to rise and the supply is limited on exchanges, what's going to happen is called a supply shock. When a supply shock happens, price will exponentially move to the upside. Now let's look at Ethereum. Same thing with Ethereum. We've been in this, people taking money off exchanges for Ethereum since March. And it's been nothing but decreasing supply of Ethereum on exchanges. A lot of this also has to do with the merge coming. If you wanted to stake your ETH for ETH2, you had to lock it up until whenever the merge happened. And so the liquid supply of Ethereum was immensely decreased when the staking was announced, and it continues as people are pulling it off the exchanges. So just cool metrics. And the last thing I want to show you guys, so we reached out to HP. Shout out to HP. I don't think he's in here, but he helped facilitate this with token metrics. They ended up hooking us up with a premium plan. And we also have an affiliate link to give you guys some discounts if you want to use token metrics. That'll be coming soon. But thought this was pretty cool. Been playing around with it lately. Haven't really used it up until about a couple weeks ago. This is sentiment on specific coins. So Stellar Lumens, pretty positive trader sentiment, followed by Filecoin, Ethereum Classic, which I think has something to do with
mining.
The mining. Yeah,
yes.
ETH going to 2.0, no more mining. So where are the miners going to start mining? Ethereum Classic. Chainlink, obviously, I will never not be bullish on Chainlink unless they absolutely screw it up. Because without Chainlink and what they do, essentially, smart contracts are useless. Then you have Uniswap, Bitcoin sitting at positive. And then some of the negative ones, XRP negative to neutral. Polygon, Terra Luna, obviously very negative. And then Solana, very negative. Kind of surprised on that one. And then Bitcoin is the worst, which wrap Bitcoin is the worst. So, yeah, that's all I got, man.
What was Tron? Can you check
Tron was in the... Tron was... here's Tron, right here. Very negative, and a little bit positive. So,
why?
It's a good question. Let's click on it and see what happens.
That's funny, it's Tron.
Yeah, Tron, I don't know, man. Can Tron come out of the ashes? Maybe. It's been around for a while.
I'm gonna look into Tron. I haven't just looked over it for the longest time. All right, last chance, guys. If you want to enter in, all you gotta do is drop an email. So at the top of the chat, there's a little link. All you do is put your name and email, enter in that way. That's it. Giving out $25 Bitcoin.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So, with that said, let's see who is the winner. All right, let me pull this up.
How many entries you got?
16.
Ooh.
Okay, juicy.
Who's going to win $25 in BTC?
Okay, so winners, draw winner. Let's see what happens. Blow, blow.
All right, suspense. All right, guys.
Okay. Drawing.
You know, when I draw winners, it never takes me this long. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
All right. So the winner is R.A.
Daniel again? Damn, Daniel. Stop taking our money, bro. It's cold-blooded, man. Just kidding. Congratulations, Daniel. Good job.
Did he win already?
Yeah, he won last week.
Did he?
Yeah. Still have the email. Daniel, we will email you. Even though we already have your Bitcoin address, we still will follow the same protocol. We'll email you. We'll congratulate you.
Daniel, you actually make more money than me and David do here on this show. Not on our portfolios.
Yes. On the show.
We, our average income is, I think, is like $70 a month. So right now you're at $50, $25 a week.
Daniel's straight crushing it.
This year.
Yeah, there you go.
My man's crushing it. Daniel, congratulations. All right, we are done with our show today. Mr. Producer, please roll the outro music. To our newest Crypto Fam members, thank you so much. To our whale member, Brokyoshi, we love you. I'm going to send you an email with my personal number. You have direct access to me, my funny jokes, and I'll give you Robin's number too. Just kidding. We love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We are growing. Thank you for growing with us on behalf of...
The whale gets 10% off on merchandise, and we got a content exclusive stream coming up too, and some other stuff. So.
On behalf of myself, Robin and Rocco, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
See you.
Calls on my phone. Times change, make it easy, turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, set all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. You say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. Bet she ready for the next, I won't, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lady. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit's so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. Shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple